Daybreaker was never meant to be this huge thing that it became, genuinely. Daybreaker really started out as a social experiment. It was just an idea. Would people be willing to connect in the morning when their energy was the most full, without alcohol, without drugs? And it took off. Yeah.
In 2013, with just $2,500, Radha Agrawal threw a big morning dance party for her friends.
This party was really very much a party that I threw for my friends. And they were like, let's do it again, let's do it again, let's do it again. And I was like, all right, great, let's do it again.
And with that, Radha launched Daybreaker, a global wellness movement that uses yoga, dance, and the pursuit of joy to inspire a more meaningful lifestyle.
So when you come to a Daybreaker event, you think you're going to just come to a dance party, but what you're actually getting is 10 years of therapy in 3 hours. I mean, like literally, it's like joy therapy.
You just started your dream business. How much profit would you need to pay your basic living expenses, like rent and ramen? This is a show on the economics of entrepreneurship and founders turning their dreams into reality. This is Ramen Profitable.
I don't think anything is normal about Daybreaker in our business model, just because we are community first. And I think so often the events world is just how many tickets can I sell? It's just like, how can I fill a room?
Daybreaker events can seem like just a yoga-infused dance party at 6 a.m, but there's science backing the power of joy.
So when I think of designing experiences, I think about it through the lens of your brain.
The 4 primary chemicals in your brain that drive your positive emotions are dopamine, oxytocin, serotonin, and endorphins. Radha aims to target those through music, physical activity, and a sense of community.
We can reverse engineer our Daybreaker experiences. So every single one of your happy neurochemicals are released in a Daybreaker experience. That was the aha moment for me.
By creating experiences that are focused on bringing people joy, they quickly grew from a handful of friends to a community of 500,000 people across 30 cities around the world.
Welcome to Daybreaker office. We do all of our big team brainstorms for all of our events in here, and it's a really wildly dynamic space that we're constantly kind of experimenting with all of our new ideas. So Daybreaker's business model is twofold. We are a ticket sale event business, and we are a sponsor business. But I would say it's an 80-20 split, 80% sponsorship revenue, 20% ticket sale revenue. We differ from other businesses in that we are fully self-funded. We don't have to align to a shareholder 10-year plan. I get to talk to my community members and ask them what they want. It gets to be a true for community, by community business.
By 2020, Daybreaker was on tour with Oprah and thriving with their community-focused events.
Daybreaker was very much about the IRL community in-person experience. I was staunchly actually against the virtual space. And then the pandemic hits, our sponsors all pulled out. Every single city had to cancel. So we literally did not have a business. But we had a community. People need joy and dance and play more than ever. And so we said, no, this is our opportunity to show up for our community. Let's figure this out. We did our first virtual event, and 6,000 of our community members showed up. And I'll never forget the glitches out. People couldn't hear us. It was like a tech nightmare. But everyone was like, thanks for trying. We appreciate you being here with us. Like, this was so fun, even if we couldn't hear you, and we continued to build on this sort of live stream studio.
They eventually gained back their sponsors through these virtual events.
We built a multi-7-figure business through sponsorships who came back because we had community online.
The success of their virtual events led them to launch Daybreaker Plus, an online membership platform dedicated to practicing joy at home.
The pandemic really taught me a lot of lessons on community in the virtual space. We could serve community members like elder community members who could not come to a Daybreaker IRL, that we could be in cities anywhere around the world if you had the internet. So all of a sudden, 20,000 people, 30,000 people every week would invite us into their homes. So we learned that the virtual space has its place, is beautiful.
Investing in this digital community ultimately doubled their revenue streams, and with cities beginning to reopen, they've started touring again.
Let's go. Daybreaker. So in January, we launched the Wonder Tour. It's a 10-city comeback tour all around the country to bring joy back post-pandemic. For me, when I've had so many different obstacles that I've had to move through, I've kept telling myself, Radha, don't give up. We have to keep doing this. We have to keep bringing this joy to New York City. When the pandemic happened, it gave us an opportunity to sink back in, to lean on our community. And what I realized is that I can't help it. It's just in my blood. It's in my DNA. I'm an entrepreneur through and through. You can knock me down, but I'm gonna get back up.
Now that Daybreaker is back to in-person events, Radha is looking towards the next challenge, continuing to evolve and grow their community, both virtually and in person.
I think one of the most exciting insights that I learned over the years was not to just be driven by the data, but how can we be driven by human insights? How can we merge together these worlds to create a much more thoughtful decision for how to move your business forward? It's the community piece that not only scales your business, but it's the community piece that also gives you life and gives you wings and makes you happy as the entrepreneur. Thank you for continuing to invest in the arts, to be in the dance with all of us. This is what it's all about. So thank you so much.